15 Minutes. I'm Ellie Wessel.
And I'm Katie Prattle. Tonight on 15 Minutes, we will discuss the early life, the presidential terms, and the major factors of these in James Madison's life.
James Madison was known by his peers as a quiet guy who didn't speak up often. He accomplished many things in his lifetime that made a difference on the United States back then and even still today.
James Madison was born on March 16, 1751 in Port Conway, Virginia, to James Madison Sr. and Nellie Conway Madison. He was the oldest of 12 children. He was raised on a family plantation, Montpelier, in Orange County, Virginia. He then left at the age of 18 to attend the College of New Jersey, which is now known as Princeton University. When he graduated there, he took an interest in the relationship between American colonies and Britain. Then, when Virginia began preparing for the American Revolutionary War, he was appointed colonel in Orange County Militia, but his military career soon came to an end because of his health. He then picked up a career politically.
He had major influences on the major documents back then. His voice and opinions were heard all over the world.
His accomplishments included being fourth president for 2 terms. He was elected to the House of Delegates of Virginia. He was Secretary of State under Thomas Jefferson.
He was a delegate to the Constitutional Convention, an elected member of Congress, and largely credited of writing the U.S. Constitution.
He inspired people to declare independence from Britain and was a director of UVA.
He wrote most of the Virginia plan for the Constitution, helped write the Federalist Papers, and helped to frame the Bill of Rights. And now here's Bohan from Harvard University to talk about Madison's early political life.
James Madison was the first president of the United States of America. He is one of the America's founding fathers and is considered to be the father of the Constitution. His education consisted of private tutoring at home, boarding school, and the college New Jersey, now named Princeton, where he studied Latin, Greek, Hebrew, and philosophy. Madison's introduction to lifelong commitment to product service came in 1774, when he obtained a seat on the Orange County, Virginia Committee of Safety. This was a patron pro-revolution group that oversaw the local militia, which he soon joined as a colonial. Madison attended the Virginia Convention in 1776 and served on a committee tasked with writing Virginia Constitution. He rewarded language on religious freedom and would later push through statutes on religious freedom, among other measures that he had worked on with Thomas Jefferson. At age 29, Madison became a youngest member of the Continental Congress due to his great intelligence and dedication. The frail and unassuming man quickly became one of the leaders of the Congress. He championed the flag Islam legislation to stress the laws confederacy of former colonies. Okay.
Hi, this is Zach Neff from Southwestern Illinois College, and he's here to talk to you about James Madison's first term.
And a Republican Democrat was elected president after being behind scenes for so long. He helped shape our government even before he was president of the United States. He had quite a lot of people help him out through his 2 terms as president. He actually had 2 vice presidents, George Clinton from 1809 to 1812, and Elbridge Gerry from 1813 to 1814. Madison spends his first 4 years dealing with commercial warfare and economic depression for American merchants, and no shift in British policy. Finally fed up, Madison seeks declaration of war. Many events led up to this decision, but a few minor events that are all linked together led to one great one. In 1809, after negotiations with British Minister Erskine, Madison issues a proclamation known as the Erskine Agreement. This revoked the embargo on Britain. In return, Erskine led Madison to believe that Britain will revoke its orders in council. But on March 25th, American envoy in Britain learns that the British canceled the agreement. When Madison finally gets the news that this happened 6 weeks later, he resumes the original policy with Britain. On May 1st, 1810, however, the Non-Intercourse Act is replaced by Macon's Bill No. 2. This allowed American ships to carry French and English goods while bearing aggressive powers from American ports. Trade with France and Britain is restored as long as the European nations respect American trade rights. Then on August 5, 1810, the Cador letter notifies the American minister in France that the decrees of Berlin and Milan will be repealed, effective November 1st. If Britain put an end to its orders in Council of the United States bars trade with Britain. So then on November 2nd, 1810, under the terms of Macon's Bill No. 2, Madison accepts the French's offer to stop, and in 1911 he declares a stop in trade with Britain unless the orders are replaced. On May 16, 1811, the U.S. battleship President is attacked. Then, in return, we fire back on British ship HMS Little Belt. Finally, on June 22, 1811, the British Foreign Secretary announces as an end to the orders in council. But the announcement comes too late, as Madison has already requested a declaration of war against Britain.
Hi, this is Jerrica Gretton from the University of Nebraska, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about James Madison and the War of 1812.
During the War of 1812, the United States took on the greatest naval power in the world at that time, Great Britain. The Royal Navy tried to restrict America's trade and their expansion. They also imprisoned American sailors and forced them to work for the British Navy. This is what caused the War of 1812 to start. And then as it implemented and increased and as it continued on, the United States started fighting back and then tried to move into Canada, which they thought they would be welcomed as heroes for getting their independence. But the Canadians wanted to fight with the British, so they started firing upon the Americans on sight and forced them out of Canada. During August 24th, 1814, the British troops marched on Washington, D.C. and captured it. They also set fire to the White House. And when the Americans recaptured Washington, D.C., they were half-minded of moving the capital back to Philadelphia. Throughout the war, British and American forces were on equal terms because the British had more people in favor of them, but the Americans knew the land better, so. And then during September 1814, the Star-Spangled Banner was created because of the flag that was still flying at Fort McHenry.
And that concludes this session of 15 minutes.
This has been Katie Prattle
And Ellie Wessel.
reporting to you about the presidency of James Madison.
And next time on 15 Minutes, we'll talk about James Monroe and his accomplishments. So thank you and good night.